Good morning. It is a pleasure to be here with you today. As many of you know, Brigham Young University has a controversial history in its use of electric shock therapy. A short overview of the practice is contained on Wikipedia. Quote, an intervention-style approach to curing homosexuality by therapists and unlicensed individuals gradually emerged in the LDS community as it became clear that the church leaders' self-help recommendations were not working. One of the main efforts was BYU's aversion therapy program from 1959 to the mid-90s, which used mostly electrical shocks to the arm or genitals, or sometimes induced vomiting while showing the participants erotic imagery. Shortly after the May 21st, 1959, meeting of BYU President Ernest Wilkinson and apostles on the Executive Committee of the Church Board of Education discussing the growing problem in our society of homosexuality, BYU began administering aversion therapy to cure, repair, or reorient homosexual feelings among Mormon males. The on-campus aversion therapy program lasted through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the mid-90s. 90 BYU mental health counselors, LDS bishops, stake presidents, mission presidents, general authorities, and the BYU Standards Office, equivalent to today's Honor Code Office, all referred young men to the BYU program. Because of religious considerations, on September 22, 1969, BYU administration decided to reduce the amount of the on-campus electrical aversive therapy used to treat, among other things, what was deemed sexual deviancy, though the program continued. From 1971 to 1980, BYU's president Dallin H. Oaks had Gerald J. Dye over the University Standards Office, renamed the Honor Code Office in 1991. Dye stated that during that decade, part of the SET process for homosexual BYU students referred to his office for less serious offenses was to require that they undergo some form of therapy to remain at BYU, and that in special cases this included electroshock and vomiting aversion therapies. In an independent BYU newspaper article, two men described their experience with the BYU aversion therapy program during the early 1970s. After confessing to homosexual feelings, they were referred to the BYU Counseling Center where the electroshock aversion therapy took place using pornographic pictures of males and females. John, one of the individuals, implied that the treatment was completely ineffective. The experiences match most reports which state that shock therapy was ineffective in changing sexual orientation. End quote. While we believe this treatment has the potential to be effective in helping people, we understand the concerns that have been raised. We take these concerns seriously and are sorry that the treatment was not as effective as it could have been. Today I'm here to announce that we have heard the voices of those who have been harmed by this treatment, and we are truly sorry. We are sorry that we were unable to deliver the results we had hoped, and we are sorry to those who have suffered from it. We are sorry we failed to make so many of you flaming men straight. So it is with that in mind, I am pleased to announce that due to the brave leadership of a new powerful conservative leader in Florida, we now have a more accepting landscape where those who are gay can receive electric shock therapy without fear of running afoul of the law. While the treatment is still controversial, we are happy to see it being used in more cases and with more success. We are committed to continuing our research and exploration into this form of treatment, ensuring that it is used in a safe and responsible manner. We hope that this is the first step in the journey to finding a treatment that is both effective and accepted by the world. Thank you for your time and for listening to our message.